Well, then I'll stop talking.
You're fine. Well, you don't have to stop talking. Jesus Christ.
I'm drinking, so it's going to be a good night.
3, 2, 1.
All right. Well, welcome back to another episode of Server Restart In. It is a weekly World of Warcraft podcast hosted by three opinionated players who like to get together to discuss their thoughts about the current state of the game. My name is Jim, joined by Kristen.
Hello.
And Brian.
Hello.
And we're several days into 10-5.
We are? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we are.
Uh,
I did 3 follower dungeons today.
Only 7 left.
Only 7, I know. And I found something cool. Actually, one of our friends asked me to verify this, and I did. You can go into the dungeon, and you go in with a mage, and they give you mana buns, and those mana buns persist after the dungeon. I don't know if that was intended, but if you need mana buns for anything, or, you generally are trying to find, most people aren't. I mean, it probably does not even matter, but it's cool. I'm walking around with, 4 full stacks of mana buns, and I'm like, awesome. If I need mana, I have some.
do people still eat regular food?
Probably. I put it down when it's down, but other than that, I don't. Because it felt really, not very impactful.
What, food?
Yeah, when I was
food buffs and
other
stuff?
than like the main stat one, like the secondary stat ones did not feel were not impactful for me at all. Like you maybe got 1% out of the food, and it was like, well, that
Food's never
is
been
ridiculous.
that big of a thing.
I feel like it was more impactful before. I could be wrong, but I feel it's a feeling, right? I feel like it was more impactful before.
Feelings.
Yes.
Nothing more than
I mean, I
feelings.
100% could be wrong. Please, if I'm wrong, let me know.
Yeah.
But
Tweet at us if Kristen's wrong.
if I'm wrong.
Can't tweet anything.
Okay, send a post at X, whatever.
Oh, God. Really? You can't even call it tweeting anymore because it's
You
not
absolutely can call
Twitter.
it whatever you want.
I don't bird.
Birding.
Yeah.
Nobody birds anymore.
I don't bird. I don't whatever the X equivalent is. I don't do that. I can't. This is just it's just not the place for me. It's not my place.
It's not my bag, baby.
It's not. I'm not. Any of that social media stuff is just not my thing. I don't.
Yep. So follower and dungeons are out there. Apparently they had to they made some tweaks to it to upgrade the experience from it. But I guess it wasn't very
When did they do that? Because I
Well,
did one on my hunter today, and it didn't seem very.
the post was from 2 days ago.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
so they had a hot fix in all the realms. It was at 2:35 p.m. So I guess that would have been on the day it came out. Right? It greatly increased the amount of XP you get alongside followers.
Really?
Yeah, throughout the PTR, it was reduced by 20% per follower. So if you and 2 friends had 2 followers with you, XP was reduced by 40%. If you went in solo with 4 followers, it was reduced by 80%.
Oh my God.
So-
Why would you do that? You've totally made it like that's stupid. Okay.
It was just...
Flizzard is just dumb.
Oh my God. It was for the PTR. And so they forgot to change it. So in the live game, each follower now causes a 5% reduction.
There shouldn't be any. What is the point of doing that? If you want to use it as a way for people to supplement leveling, then
Is it intended to be a way
what
to
is it
supplement
intended
leveling?
for?
To learn the dungeons.
But doesn't
To
it make sense?
To prepare you for doing group content.
doesn't it make sense to also use it as a leveling tool as well? I mean, Blizzard. Blizzard. What the F is wrong with you?
Blizzard just starts with an F now, apparently.
It does.
I love me some Flizzard.
F Blizzard. F Blizzard.
Flizzard.
Blizzard.
Oh.
It just starts with a. There is. I'm sorry, but there's no. I don't really think there's anything Blizzard can do to make me happy. Like
Apparently not.
I thought follower dungeons, yeah, but then they monkey's pawed it like they do everything else. You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I sit and complained about it, you know, last time, and then haven't even played it.
Yeah. I did. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go in. I'm going to spam some dungeons because that's fun. And no. I went in on my Boomkin to play around with Boomkin because I am a terrible Boomkin apparently right now. So I went to do that for one of them. Oh, I went into one and then on my hunter did the first boss and was super annoyed with it. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to do this. So then I went on so I logged out of it. So I didn't even finish the dungeon. So then I logged out of it and I went over to my druid and I did 2 dungeons, I think. And it was my druid is not normal geared, obviously. I've been, max level on this character since launch, right after launch. So, and I've been playing and gearing up the entirety of the expansion. So, my character is, 470-ish. So not amazing, but, doable. And in a normal dungeon, I think they scale the followers to be what level you're at. And so we were just killing things very quickly. And it was like, well, okay, I can't really practice.
They scale up
stuff.
to you, or you normalize to them?
I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know how it. I didn't look. I should. But I'm not going to because it was just an annoying experience. So I was like, at least if they were mythics, then you could, maybe have a hope of not just demolishing things as DPS. But as it was, there was no learning the dungeon or no learning your rotation with that dungeon because things died too quickly for you to do that.
Because you're past the point of learning the dungeon on that character.
Sure, but I'm not past the point of learning the dungeon on that character in a DPS spec. You know what I mean? Like, I play that character as a healer. I heal in Mythic Pluses.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, they can probably fix the, maybe change it so you're actually scaled down, kind of like time walking. So,
that would be fine if they did that. I would not care about that if they scaled us down.
I would think that's what they would do.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they could scale everything up, that would be interesting.
Yeah. No, that's what like Final Fantasy does is in their dungeons, you're scaled to a specific item level. Like there's a max item level for each dungeon, and that is where you are put at.
If you're over it, right?
If you're over it, or if you're under it. If you're under it, it brings you up to it as well.
Mm-hmm.
I did do the one follower dungeon. I did it with my Drakthir healer.
Okay, all right. Ooh,
and
I would like to try that actually.
Yeah, so I intentionally did the
Brackenhide?
Yep. Because I'm pretty sure I've only done that single digit times the whole expansion. And
yeah,
got up to the top of the hill, and I'm like, well, this is interesting. And then so they're like, the tank took everything, they were going at it or whatever, and I'm like, hop down, and I floated to the other sets of mobs down on the little lakeside or whatever, and just started aggroing over and over.
So you were over polling.
And I kept telling the tank to come to me and stuff, and they
see,
did. They wound up dying though, and then like everything came to me and exploded me, and we all reset. So,
but see, that is kind of the fun part about AI stuff is you can fuck around and find out, right? You can try that stuff and be like, oh, hey, and nobody's going to get mad at you for it. You can see how much you can take. That's kind of the same thing with Final Fantasy. I don't understand this because people complain about trusts all the time where they're like, oh, well, they go so slow. And it's like, dude, you can go ahead and pull for them. I do it when I'm a healer and I do it when I'm DPS. And when I'm tank, obviously, I'm the one who sets the pace so I can, do whatever. But as healer and DPS, you just run ahead and you pull more. And then they, it's a little different in Final Fantasy because Final Fantasy has what you call wall-to-wall pulls. And you basically, there's like two trash packs and then a boss. 2 trash packs and then a boss. With varying degrees, right? Some of them have 2 trash packs and then a little jump you have to do and then 2 trash packs and then a boss. But there is, you pull as many as you can to the wall before you go into the boss because they won't let you go into the boss, right? They're not like our Mythic Pluses where you can go in and kill everything with the boss. They have a wall up. So you have to kill all of that stuff first, and then you can go into the boss. I kind of wish WoW did that too, but it doesn't because it's a different game. But
yeah, I mean, it seems like this is the test phase for it. So hopefully they'll pay attention to it.
I wonder how many people are actually doing it. I'd be very curious.
I think people are doing it at least to try it out.
Tweet us. I mean, X us.
God.
If you're sorry.
X,
X, I don't even know. I don't. I'm not gonna look, so I don't really. I'm just throwing things out there.
I like Mastodon. Send us a toot.
Oh my God, Mastodon. That's hilarious. Is it toot?
No, is it?
I think so. I don't know.
I don't know. Mastodon was one of those when Tumblr had their big Tumblr exodus because Verizon bought it and there was no more porn on the site. Everybody was throwing out places to go, right? And Mastodon was one of them. And I think I explored it then, but I didn't really do anything with it. So I have no clue. There was another one. Pillow Fort was another one that I haven't been on because I don't do that stuff. Like, I liked Tumblr because you could just go on it and scroll through shit and you never had to interact with anything, right? And I guess you could do that with Twitter, but Twitter is just too annoying. There's too many angry people on Twitter. For Tumblr, it was, people just like, it wasn't angry people. It was people just like expressing their appreciation for fan content, right? For Twitter, it just feels like it's
plus a bunch of unmoderated Reddit, basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should start a Reddit.
Oh no, I mean, I do like Reddit. Reddit is the only place that I will go. Is Reddit considered social media? I don't think it is.
No,
it's not
like
really a social media site.
Thing.
I don't know.
I like Reddit. I spend a lot of time. I'm on Reddit right now.
God.
Yeah,
shoot me.
I like Reddit.
r/Asmongold.
I actually have been. Yeah, I've been there. I enjoy Asmongold, so I spend a lot of time in the Final Fantasy 14 for. I don't post because God no, I don't want to interact with people, but I enjoy the content that is put out there, and some of it is actually really helpful too. So that's nice, A lot of times you type something in Google and it comes back with a Reddit post, and you're like, oh, okay. So I appreciate the people on Reddit who are out there actively posting informational stuff because it was very helpful. Did you know there's an Ask Historians subreddit? It's very, very neat because you can just like ask random questions about something in history, and it was very cool. Okay, I'm done. Jim's over here like, oh God, can you stop?
Let's circle back a little bit.
Flizzard.
Yeah, there we go. Back on track now. So,
Are we?
no. How much have you guys done in the new patch? How much of the new stuff have you done?
Man,
I don't think I've done any.
I tried Archaeology 2.0 or
Okay.
whatever you want to call it.
Azerothian
And-
Archives, yep.
Just the starter quest was enough to throw me off.
Was it annoying?
So there's like,
Oh.
well, it's annoying because everybody was fucking doing it.
Oh, okay.
First off. And so let's see. Techno scrying is fine, right? That's the one where you put the goggles on and you have to go find the item and you pick it up and you collect items that way. And that's fine. And then you do some stuff and it shows you some things and then like you go off and find it. That seemed like okay, right? That's pretty straightforward, not a lot. The other one, the excavating one. So
Gosh.
you go meet the person, they use a totem to shake the ground up, and you have a little elemental aid. And so you see like these like little like plumes of smoke or whatever coming out of the ground. That's an area you go investigate. You put your totem down to empower your little elemental aid. They clear it. Either a mob comes out or a little item comes out. Fine. Then you get to the big item. And it is a game of was there a boss fight like this or something where you had to constantly balance a moving slide and get it into like a Goldilocks zone so that you could interact with it? That was in the game somewhere else.
Shadowlands? Like the volleyball game?
I don't remember. I don't know. I don't remember what that was.
Where we had to have people at various positions and we had to kick the...
Oh, let's just throw the mics around. Jesus Christ. It's not that bad.
Oh, it's fine. Jim's going to ban me from drinking during podcasts again. Whoops. Why won't my character stop moving? Stop moving. He won't. Stop moving. What the heck?
Do you have...
No. He won't stop moving. What the frick? Stop. Oh, there we go. Oh, no. What? Stop. He won't stop.
You probably all tabbed out with a keystroke weird and whatnot, and just escape and exit the game and relaunch it.
No. I can't because I can't stop moving.
You can definitely exit out.
Okay.
Without. Anyway.
Oh my God. I thought I sat down and that was good, and then
Anyway.
Sorry.
I don't know the volleyball thing, and it wasn't a group thing. It was an individual thing.
Oh, no.
And anyway, it's like there's a bar in the center, and you have to either click on something in the environment or click on your totem to make your guy do something, and it kind of moves it back and forth on the scale thing. And then when it kind of gets in the Goldilocks zones, you can click on the item and dig it out, and half the time it drops away, and it was very fucking buggy and stuff like that. So
it's really frustrating.
it is. And I'm hoping that they'll kind of fix that, and maybe it's just too many people in the area doing it.
Probably a good thing I didn't do it, because I probably would have been like,
It was
Blizzard.
like, no, it was very much like almost too fast a few times and annoying when you started. And then you do the little last part of the quest, and it wasn't as hard, but it immediately like made me like, why? Like, why does it gotta be that so many mechanics inside of it? Like, I don't. I mean, there's no like the effort to reward is like not there. So why put more effort in front of it? You know?
I'm not sure what the thought about that was, but like, so those are the first two, and then there's the one where you go talk to the dude, and he turns an item into a squirrel, and then you have to go take the squirrel somewhere, and it splits up. You have to collect information about an item and stuff like that into the squirrel, and then bring it back, and I think the squirrel's name is like Remus or something like that, and whatnot. And that kind of unlocks it to where you actually have quests now out in the world, which I've gone to do several times, but haven't actually been able to do it because something's come up. So it's interesting, and it'll be interesting to kind of see how it goes. It's definitely more involved than just point and click to try and find the item.
Yeah.
Like the other stuff. The techno scrying's okay. I've only done one of the thing where you have to go collect the information about an item.
Did you go reclaim Gilneas?
Yeah, we're still talking about Azerothian Archives.
Okay, all right. I haven't done any of it, so, you know.
Yeah, we'll get there because there's some stuff about that. So, I don't know, though. I think it's worth trying, and it's probably going to get better the less people are doing it, because it might not be as buggy, because if there's some weird interaction with so many people being there, causing it to keep resetting and stuff like that, because supposedly you have like 5 minutes to once you start the big thing to do it and whatnot, but like it would be like I would do something and it would just go done and like reset and everything would go away, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
Really?
And so I don't know, I finally got it done and it was just like, God, this is annoying, but it's a weird it's a weird thing.
I'll have to try it.
Yeah, I mean,
once they fix it. Once it's no longer annoying. Actually, I really enjoyed archaeology the way that it was. It was a nice down, like at the end of the expansion, going and doing archaeology. I liked it. So
it's funny because I enjoyed it in the beginning. Like I stopped doing it, but like when it came out, I did enjoy going back and forth all over the place.
Yeah.
Because it kind of like it sucks because I know it gets old quick, and I don't know what really to do about that.
Yeah.
But it does provide like a slow down mechanism to like your normal workflow in WoW. You know, because it's always going to get to the point where you do the same damn shit in the end.
Yeah.
You know, once you get out of leveling and stuff like that. So it was nice to have something that was a little bit outside of it, right? It's kind of like mind-numbingly mining. You know, if you ever do that, throw something on the background in your room and just go nuts mining around the world or herbing or something like that.
Yep.
There was, you know what I found out in the world doing one of these quests? A fucking chest that was rune locked, where you have to click on the runes like in fucking Torghast.
Oh, God.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
I was
I don't
like,
even remember how to do that.
oh, you just click it till the chains go away.
there was a method to
There
that.
was a method to it.
I don't remember.
There was. I don't remember it either.
I don't know. I just did it. I'm like, okay. You click it into a sequence till they go away and then you can open the chest. It was like...
Good old Torghast. Golly.
Yeah, so that was there, and I was like, I haven't seen this in a while.
That's crazy.
Wish that Torghast was...
endless? Like it was supposed to be?
Yeah.
It was supposed
It
to
was
be.
supposed to be. Yeah, rip
Oh.
Torghast.
Yeah.
I wish it was
A little bit taller.
evergreen content that was, you know,
Something that you could just keep adding to.
yeah, the problem is, I think, and the reason why they don't have a lot of that content is because they keep fucking changing all the classes around and removing shit that you need to complete some of the things for those classes. You know what I mean? Like, they have to do a complete rework once an expansion, you know, on almost every class. And it's frustrating, you know, to me.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not frustrating to other people, but it's frustrating to me when I learn how to play a class well, in my opinion.
Yeah, that
and then they change it. And
I
I'm, you know.
I can see how that would fuck with Torghast because,
Yeah.
like the empowerment abilities, stuff like if they fuck the abilities up or they remove them or put new ones in and stuff, it doesn't really do well. So that makes it hard to do that. But I mean,
it was still cool though because it was the like the
Torghast
what's
was
the
still good.
genre. What was the genre?
Roguelikes?
Game?
Roguelikes, yeah.
Is that what that is? Where
Yeah.
you earn? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But roguelikes don't keep changing how a spec plays. You know what I mean? Like, yes, picking the specific powers changes
is it
how
roguelike
it plays.
then?
Yeah.
But
Like where you get to a certain point and then boom, you get it's Hades. Hades is one of those games.
Yeah, that's a
That's
roguelike.
not roguelike.
Yes,
Is
it
that roguelike?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
I always think people are saying roguelite, and I'm like,
No. Like
as opposed to Rogue
Rouge
Heavy?
light? Is that what you're
Rouge.
talking about?
Oh,
Rouge
You're talking about
light.
Rouge light?
Yeah.
Yes.
You gotta go light on the Rouge.
I mean,
It would be nice to have something in there that would kind of do that. Like the Mage Tower is something like that.
and this is where I think that WoW should take a page from Final Fantasy and have like tomes, or, you know, they used to have the Valor tokens or blah, 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 where you could earn that just from doing other activities, and then put stuff in there that you can earn from doing other activities. Like, I mean, I guess that's what the Travelers thing is, but
The trading post.
it's not really. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like the trading post is, you know, you do a bunch of different, like I just did the 15 different pet battles. And even though I've already...
Don't forget to do your thing. The month's halfway over. You got to get that sweet wristwatch that you can never see on your character because it's hidden behind either gloves or bracers.
Yeah, I don't know why they did not put it as a glove, right? They put it as a bracer, right?
Fuck that. Make it some fucking Flavor Flav shit and go around your goddamn neck.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
Get a big old fucking clock.
Oh my God.
I got the anal beads, so.
Oh, well, okay.
Wait.
It's like a pocket
what?
watch. It's like a pocket watch, but for your butt.
Oh my! Wow.
Is that this month? Was that? I think that was.
The watch is this month.
What? Yeah, watches this.
Oh no! The what's his name? Thrall shaman beads.
Mm.
Oh, I didn't know that. I missed them.
I did see the beads. I don't know if that's.
I think there's at least 2 colors, maybe.
Yeah, I did see them. But the problem is, I would love for them to have like necklaces that you could see in game, right? I'd love for you to be able to see your necklaces in game.
Well, you can definitely see this one.
Yeah, but it's what is it? It's a chest, right? Like it's not a necklace.
That's the problem. If they put those things into different slots.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
And then
it's the High Mountain Tauren, like their heritage armor, their totems is the shirt, not the back.
Yeah.
No.
Which is dumb.
Because I want to run around as a naked Tauren with totems on my back. Like, come on.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say on the front. Nice
totems on the front.
Nice big totems.
Big old totems. Big old totems on the back.
Jiggle totems.
Oh my God.
Jiggle totems.
Anyway, and I can't do it, and that makes me I also can't have as many flowers as I want in my hair, and that makes me upset as well.
Well, it's a good thing you don't play Tauren anymore.
Mm-hmm. And that is why.
Because Flizzard.
That is why. Because F Blizzard. I play a night elf druid now because I can have many, many leaves in my beautiful, manly beard.
I swear to God, one of the hero classes, Night Elf, should have a secret hidden hero class to be a Night Elf Mohawk.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. I mean, I wouldn't be one, but it would still be amazing. My dude is
Malfurion,
amazing.
Right? You could be a badass horse riot thing that just cries nonstop and then falls asleep.
So okay.
Yes.
So okay.
Galliagante!
Oh, God. So speaking of Malfurion, we're gonna get into some spoiler territory here.
Oh,
some mild spoilers.
Is this at Gilneas?
No, we're not into Gilneas.
Is it about Tyrande?
Yes.
Tyrande!
So this pisses me off because it basically you can get a quest to go to Belemeth or whatever the hell the new town is called. You can fly around there. You can.
I haven't gone there yet. Have you gone there?
Yeah, you can fly around. You can find little night elf cosmetics just sitting around in the world, over there in the village and stuff like that. Satchels and stuff like that. And then there's like a quest where, Alex Strauss is like blah blah blah, and then they're talking. Tyrande and Chandris are talking, which I didn't realize Chandris was Tyrande's daughter, was Tyrande Malfurion's daughter. Chandris Feathermoon or whatever. She's their daughter. And they're talking, and they're like, oh, yeah, this is going to be a nice little home away from home, and finally eventually we'll...
Home away from home? You mean a home? Because they're away from home has been a burned out husk.
And they're talking about how they're eventually going to rebuild. Eventually at...
Are they going to put flame retardant on the...
They're going to rebuild at Teldrassil?
I mean, not the tree, but they're gonna like, I guess, rebuild the town. I don't know. They're
I
talking
mean,
about.
isn't the tree what's?
I don't know.
What's, what's
talking...
the smoking policy in the new village?
Can I go there as a night elf and see like the ruins
of Teldrassil? No, you cannot go to burned out Teldrassil.
Oh.
You've never been able to.
I don't know
because
but
it's just.
I feel like I should be
like
able to.
It's like a flat image in the background.
It's a painting. It's a painting skybox image. When you go out there, you can't go.
I feel like I should be able to go there and mourn my brethren. You know.
Anyway, they're sitting there talking, and this light shows up, and Toronto turns around and looks, and who is it? But Mr. Malfurion, fucking, I like to sleep himself.
I mean,
and it's like
he's a druid. That's what we do.
As soon as at the end of whatever Ysera left, because it was after the assault when you open up the raid or whatnot in the Emerald Dream. Right. She left. She went back to the Shadowlands.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, she's gonna go back and Malfurion's gonna fucking show back up. It's like he made this whole big fucking deal about I'll go to sleep and all that stuff, and it was like, how much of a sacrifice it is to go take a nap for a couple months. You know what I mean? It really invalidated his
sacrifice,
because it wasn't that fucking long in real time or.
But he didn't know that.
Doesn't fucking matter.
It does matter. It's the intent. He intended to. For however long it was.
That fucker wanted to get away from Toronto. He was tired of her.
That's true. Yeah, he wanted to hang out with the Wintergreen.
For the Wintergreen, for however long it was necessary, and it turned out to not be very necessary. But I think that, or for very long. But I think that doesn't invalidate his sacrifice. I am a big fan of Malfurion. Even I don't care about Tyrande, but he's got those goddamn horns, and they're just cool.
He looks like an idiot.
Yeah.
I got feathers on my arm and horns on my head.
Oh, no, I totally made a reference to...
You were thinking of Cenarius, weren't you?
Cenarius, yeah.
Cenarius, yes.
Yeah, no, Malfurion looks stupid.
Oh, my God. I would totally be Cenarius, though, definitely.
Anyway.
Cenarius is badass.
Anyway, so he's back. So that's like the spoiler stuff or whatever. And now... him and Tyrande are going to go have a little summer home, and he's going to have a garden and all this other shit. And Chandris is going to be like basically the leader of the Night Elves now. So like
so Tyrande's retiring.
Essentially.
Wow.
Like they're going to take a break.
They're okay.
Which is a theme for the end of Dragonflight. It's like they are retiring a lot of people.
But they brought back the dragon aspects.
They brought back some of them, but there's like 3 new ones.
Yeah, I guess.
But
I meant as a
they
kind
did,
of whole,
but they're not Titan
specifically.
They are not Titan.
The Power Rangers have returned,
and not only that, there is a new aspect. So you have the five aspects that we had for all the flights.
That's true.
And now you got a new one.
Badass one.
Viranoth is now aspect of storms.
Oh wait.
Oh yes.
Really?
Yes.
Did I miss that, or
yes? Because you haven't done the button up thing.
Oh, the button up thing.
Yeah, where like Alex Straza names you the champion of the Dragonflights or whatever.
Oh.
And it's just like,
what is that in Val Dragon?
It's after you do the Tyrande shit, I believe. It's like that's like the final thing. And Viranoth talks about how why she's aspect of the storm. Or aspect of storms or whatever, because of whatever, and is also kind of like to honor Razageth, because Razageth like kind of like freed her from being in prison kind of thing. I'm like, okay, whatever.
I mean, Viranoth was not terrible.
But she's like
ice, right?
Yeah.
She's the aspect of ice, yes. Not aspect, I'm sorry, the incarnate.
Yeah.
But she was at Amirdrassil when we were fighting for Rock. And so when we beat Farrakh and they all got aspect powers, she did too. So she's got different powers now because like the way like they were re-empowered and all that stuff. So that's a thing. There was something else. And I just had it.
So she's Storm from the X-Men now?
Kind of.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there was you talk to her and there's a cutscene because Iridikron reaches out to her. So she goes and has a solo meeting with a Ridicron because he doesn't want anybody else around. He's like, you're an idiot, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I've already given the thing to the Harbinger. Harbinger's brought back up. And he essentially, basically says, you'll see me again, kind of thing. He just kind of leaves. So.
Boo-hoo.
Yeah.
Which one was the Ridicron?
The
Earth one?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one that took the shit and basically gave it to Xylatath, yeah. I want to say xylitol, but that is a sugar substitute. Why did you think it was so funny?
Oh, it's just silly, that's all.
But yeah, so that happens. Which is, it is what it is. It's just like some story button up, kind of finishing off.
I need to do
I'll
that.
see you in the War Within. Is that what
When's
it
the War Within coming out? Do they have a date?
Next fall?
Okay, that's good. Fall is good.
This coming fall, yeah. Not that far.
No, that's fine.
Or
I
maybe.
want them to stagger all the good games that I play. I want them to stagger their release dates so I can get through.
Yes. How game companies always stagger.
Yeah. Well, I like to think that it's to the benefit of everybody if they do that, right? Instead of stacking them all together and then splitting your player base, right? It's to the benefit to just stagger them, right? So the Final Fantasy expansion is coming out in summer at some time, and I'm hoping that summer is early summer. They haven't announced the release date rather than, late August.
It's going to be
summer.
September 19th. The last day of summer.
The last day of summer. I'm hoping not that, because then that obviously cuts into WoW, right? And I want to be able to get through my story and get myself kind of set up in Final Fantasy so I can move on to WoW when that comes out. And, because I enjoy playing them both.
Flizzard.
F Flizzard. I will say I don't say F Squeenix as often as I say F Blizzard. I will be honest about that. Matter of fact, not at all. But what did Blizzard do correctly? Oh, Blizzard did something good. I have a good thing that Blizzard did. Blizzard took you remember your garrisons and the pet battles and stuff? Mm. They took all of those shiny pet charm things that you got from doing the pet battles in Warlords of Draenor. They took them and they replaced them with the polished ones, pet charms that we are using now. Because I had a bazillion of those, and then they sent me a thing saying... Is that what I got in
the mail?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was it. So now when you go back to Warlords of Draenor and do the stuff in your garrison and are all around that, all the trainers and stuff, you get the polished pet gems instead of the shiny ones, which is good because the shiny ones didn't give you anything for them. And these you can actually buy stuff that helps you. So that was kind of nice.
Yeah.
I was appreciative of that. So thank you, Blizzard, no F in that, for that, because I appreciated it. I am a big pet battler, so
yeah, So the other major story point was the reclamation of Gilneas, and I got my answer to the question as to whether or not you could do it as a horde, and you can.
Oh, I thought
almost immediately as soon as you come through the portal in Orgrimmar.
Yeah, they're like, "Hey,"
it's right there,
which is fine, and I'm like, "Okay, that's fine," which is fine, which is good. It's like there is like one thing I think that is unique to like Alliance Warrior players, but we'll talk about that. So, from a horde perspective, you meet Lillian and is it Kalia Menethil?
Menethil, right? Yep.
And you go with Tess, Greymane, over, and at first Greymane's like, no, this is stupid, they're the Forsaken, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
And his wife's like, just shut up and listen. And then he lets Tess lead the charge. So then you do a bunch of stuff, you kind of help. And then at the end, when you kill, because nobody kind of knew who had taken over, and it's the Scarlet Crusade, because of course it is.
Yay! Yay! We love the Scarlet Crusade.
And so that's kind of why Tess sought out the Lillian and all this stuff, because she used to be in the Scarlet Crusade before she got turned into undead and all that stuff. So they kind of have like a unique thing, which it didn't fucking matter, because the whole point is you just go kill them and blow them up. Having inside knowledge or not would not have made a difference. So whatever. It's just a foot in the door kind of thing. And then at the end, Tess is like, you only cared about Liam and how he's dead, and that's all you think about, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, and, you know, Greymane's just like, I'm sorry, thank you, blah, blah, blah. In fact, why don't you be the leader? So essentially he like
really
kind of steps down and lets her kind of take over for Gilneas.
Okay. That's cool, because he was kind of annoying, I'm not going to lie. Like, as a Horde character, as a Horde player, and even as an Alliance.
He's really like one of the last.
Yeah. Of the old guard. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I like that, though.
Yeah, I get it. People who enjoy the conflict probably really liked that. I don't. I like everybody working together because I like people cooperating. So, you know, for me, it was okay. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. They're probably trying to shift towards common enemies and not faction stuff, conflict anymore.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
Which is fine, you know. You know, you're still gonna have factions of whatever they're gonna be, you know, Horde versus Alliance kind of shit.
Yeah, because Blizzard is never gonna fix guilds.
Yeah, fuck Blizzard.
Fuck Blizzard.
So,
F Blizzard.
So one of the things you get for doing that is you get a fox mount.
Like the Lothian Prowler?
Yeah, it's a different color.
Oh.
I
well. Great.
No, I think it's got like different armor skin and stuff like that, but you also...
What's it called?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't have it in front of me.
Oh, I thought
I'm just talking about from experience because I did it.
Vicious, not the vicious, Vulpine Familiar.
But you also get the, where is it? The Gilnean Noble Suit cosmetic, which I figured that they were only going to give that to whatever, but it's basically just like a top hat and a monocle and all that stuff, which apparently they've already had to update because apparently it kind of looked like shit before.
Really?
So like, yeah, the boots. So what do? They made the tail of the coat and the underlying shirt extend further, so it kind of like sticks out.
Like looks
they made the sleeves more billowy, and then they made the boots look fuller, so they didn't look like they were painted on.
More billowy. Like,
I mean,
it'd be one thing if there was actual like physics with them. You know what I mean? All they did was make them bigger.
It looks less like you're wearing a skin tight shirt as opposed to like a shirt that has some volume to it.
Right.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I just thought it was fucking hilarious that they've already did that. Like, was it just like a placeholder and they forgot to update the models when they pushed the patch out?
Whoever is doing their like quality control, well, they don't have quality control, right? Like, isn't that one of the...
No, QA.
QA.
That's not quality.
Quality assurance, quality control. Yeah. They clearly don't have any. Oh, shit. I just killed a pet. That's unfortunate.
So,
quality control.
But, yeah, so there is... Morgan can get a specific toy called Tess's Peace Bloom, which will transport them to Gilneas.
Does it? Oh, only Worgen can use
Worgen.
it. Oh, I don't have a Worgen. Oh, I do have a Worgen.
I have a Worgen.
It's very, very low level.
It's a Death Knight. So
yeah, mine's a Druid. Shocker.
But so. There were some other funny kind of patch things that happened. Apparently, there was a shaman talent that was supposed to reduce the damage taken, like AoE damage taken.
Did it increase it?
Yep.
Did it?
That's
awesome.
Funny.
Yeah.
By how much?
It was ancestral defense. It says supposed to increase your leech and reduce damage taken from AoE by 2%. Well, apparently it increased the damage.
By 2%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
2%. If it was like 50%, that would have been fucking hilarious. Like, come
Yeah.
on now.
I
That
thought
would have
that
been
was
funny.
fucking hilarious. That's like, doo-doo.
Oh, should we talk about the tier sets? Like the
The voting stuff?
the voting stuff? Yeah.
In a second.
Okay.
The revival catalyst now gives you a charge every week, as opposed to every other week.
Can they just put it in the goddamn currency tab? How many charges you have available? Because it's fucking annoying to have to fly out there to look to see how many stupid charges you have. Just put it in the. Can you guys make an add-on that does that?
Maybe.
That would be really cool. I would totally use that.
I'm pretty sure it kind of, there probably is already an add-on for that.
I mean, maybe there already is, but I mean, it's just annoying to have to go.
Side note, did you know that, so remember I kind of started on that dynamic flying add-on,
Mm-hmm.
just kind of messing around? One of the things I wanted to do was like a speedometer or whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Somebody made one.
Yeah. But it's not part of the HUD.
It looks really good. Damn it.
With a speedometer.
God damn
It's
it.
we need to find it because it actually looks like it's handy. Like it kind of helps you stay. Like my thought was like I always get to a point where I angle slightly down
Mm-hmm.
to optimize my regeneration.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, well, I'll just make an add-on that could theoretically do that. Just have some way to be like, you should point here, and then you can see that you're maximum whatever.
Right. This is your max.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like they don't pinpoint anything, but they do like tell you how, like what your speed is, so
Mhm.
that you can kind of maximize that where you're going. So, actually, really cool. Bastards.
Damn it.
Well,
Damn it. Too
that's
slow.
okay. Somebody just had a little bit more time. That's all.
That's
Some-
true. They're not lazy, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't gonna say that, but they
But I was
maybe
thinking
had a
about
little
it.
bit more time than you and less children and stuff
That's
like
fair.
that.
Blaming the kids.
right?
That'll work. That works for me.
Yeah, I was being kind.
Yeah.
I'm practicing kindness.
Good.
It is really cool though, because it's funny because I didn't even get past like just detecting whether or not you were on a
Yeah.
on a mount or not. But that was actually kind of hard. I don't know. I think we talked about it quite a bit. At the time,
because
Jen,
it's
but-
not just, it wasn't just if you were mounted, you had to be on a
Specific
dragon riding mount
mounted,
and all
yeah.
this other shit.
Yeah.
And it was-
Yeah.
It had
Do
its
they
own
not
little thing.
have
and it
them
was
coded
deep.
differently?
They
have
do,
them
but it
coded.
was like you could tell it was ad hoc though, bad.
Really?
So, like, yeah, you had to dig down to grab a certain variable to determine whether or not it
Mm.
was dragon riding. But you could tell that they just had appended that to the schema, the overall schema. of it,
Right.
which is really awkward because it's hard to traverse, and so if there's no documentation around it, it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I guess is maybe, I'm being kind again. Maybe they do that so that way it makes it more difficult for add-on developers to develop add-ons, right? Rather than they're just too lazy or whatever to do it the right way, right? Like maybe they do
Maybe.
it to make it more difficult so that way, to
It's
kind of
they call it, like,
discourage
security by obscurity.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yes, exactly. To kind of discourage people from doing that specific thing.
I mean, if they don't want people to fucking do add-ons, just lock it all fucking down and just don't do add-ons.
Yeah.
Don't have it be like, well, okay, and then if you don't like what you're doing with it, we'll...
They should put documentation around their stuff, and then even then, if they have documentation on their own stuff, they could at least navigate it better and decide whether or not it's good for the public to have.
Yeah.
The fact that they don't do it at all is like just weird.
Well, and honestly, the fact that they wait for things to be problematic rather than like looking ahead and seeing,
Well,
this is a
you can't-
problematic,
Yeah, but it's really hard to figure out how somebody's going to take something and make it problematic. Things just in general aren't problematic. If somebody finds a way to exploit something and
Sure, but
make
then
it
they-
problematic,
They wait for so long to do whatever they're going to do to
Because they
it.
constantly have a workload. It's not. I mean, it's not.
You can tell like just the way that like some of their stuff is set up. It does feel like they rush stuff out the door.
Yeah.
So I don't know where that lies for them. QA, whatever.
QA.
Yeah, I mean, it really should be. There should be a lot of things that are caught at that level.
Yes.
There should be things that are like, if it's not in the plan to do it, it shouldn't ship type of thing.
Yep. I don't understand. To me, that is what senior management is for, is to go through and make sure that something works before you give it to ship out.
Yeah.
Let me explain to you what
But
senior management
apparently that is not.
What senior management for is in software is to basically say, I know you guys are busy, and I know that this wasn't intended for this or whatever, but can you go ahead and just kind of do this, or we're shifting now, so you're going to do this. We just had
this now. It's mandatory.
Yeah, and it's just like, we just had something. We had a team working on a feature for our thing, and then all of a sudden now, 3 weeks from when this thing is supposed to be done, it's like, oh yeah, we're not going to do that anymore. So they just wasted like 3 weeks of time of people working on it, and it's just like,
very frustrating.
I'm onboarding to another feature that goes out in like 2 months, and I was talking to the other engineer on it, and I'm like, he's been on it for months, and I'm like, what's the what was the actual impetus, right? Like why do they want to go down this integration path or whatever?
Yeah.
And it was literally like
somebody had a good idea.
Super duper management told us to, and that was it. Because somebody had a great thing happening way over here, and then now we want to show that we integrate and all that stuff.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, well, that's okay, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the problem is they always talk about empowering. It's like, just say no. It's like, you can say no, push back.
You can't say
no. You can never say no.
Oh, you can't say no to the people in charge of you. God forbid.
Well, you're supposed to be able to. You're supposed to say, well, no.
They want you to.
Yeah.
They want to tell you that you can, but
right. But they don't want you to.
You can at a certain level, for where we work, it goes up to a point and it's kind of boxed in, really.
Yeah.
At that level, they're spitting stuff in, they're not taking stuff out.
Yeah.
So
The problem with it always is they look at something, and whenever they decide that there's a new feature or a new improvement or whatever that they want to put in, they don't go to the people that would actually be doing it to get any type of input to see if it's feasible, if it makes sense with the way things currently exist or whatever. Yeah. And they don't get the expert opinion of the people that have to actually fucking do it.
No.
And then they just go, cool, everybody we got buy-in on this. Now have your guys do this. And then it comes down and everybody's like, the fuck is this nonsense? It's exactly like that. We got something that they want to fucking do now at work, and I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? This is the dumbest idea ever. They wanted to put the old product in the new product. I'm like, what the fuck is the whole point of a rewrite and all stuff and updating? If you're gonna put the old one, make it like, I'm like, are you making it like an Easter egg where they have to put the Konami code in and it switches it to the old one? I mean, whatever. That would be kind of a dick thing to do.
Probably
That'd be kind of fucking hilarious.
People didn't want to learn the new thing, or they have people who aren't going to want to learn the new thing, and so they want to be able to have them use it and have the least amount of,
It's all just stuff floating around. They're like, oh, yeah, well, express your opinion. Why you think this? Like, I don't know enough about what they want to fucking do to even have a good opinion. To even put it in a diplomatic way, other than to say right now, this sounds like a bad idea, and you're fucking stupid for wanting it.
All right.
So, anyway.
Anyway, back to WoW.
It all tangential. So there was another bug in Mythic Pluses where the afflicted affix was afflicted souls. When they spawned, they were being treated as players, which means that they could incur boss mechanics, which, yes, no. It could benefit you on some.
So you could pull trash into a boss thing, right? Because boss afflicted stuff doesn't spawn on bosses,
Yes,
right?
it absolutely does.
Oh, I don't remember. It's been a minute since we've done afflicted. Okay, so thinking of like Dark Heart Thicket, like that first boss, right? So I sent a powerful druid among you, because he always says that because I'm in there and it feels so good. But when he does his like jump on thing, so he would jump on like afflicted.
Yeah, that could be like a benefit thing because it could kill it for you.
Right.
It could take the onus off the player, but it can also cause mechanics where the players are supposed to do it a certain way and fuck your shit up too. So they fixed that apparently.
Like it was Dark Heart Thicket, the last boss, the paranoia thing. So if it spawns up close and it's got the tank could move it out, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's less but
it's.
I'm just trying to think of where it would, be impactful.
I don't know. I didn't. We haven't dealt with it because we didn't do any mythics yet. So, but that's just kind of funny that there's like, well, everybody's a player now.
I mean, it's kind of interesting, they fixed it, right? Like yes,
it's been fixed.
But again, that seems like that's something that should, like, what did they change that?
Again,
it seems like something quality control or quality assurance could have caught.
Well, it depends, because if you're looking at the PTR, it may not have spawned in the PTR because they may not have had the affix in the PTR.
Players aren't quality control.
PTR is quality control. That's what they have it for.
Sure, but players are not quality control. They,
I understand.
Players are going to exploit, and if they found it and it worked and they're like, oh, this is really helpful on this affix for blah, 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 they're not going to tell Blizzard. They're going to do it, and they're going to exploit it until it gets fixed. I mean, that's
I don't know.
That's how players play.
Players are going to play.
Players going to play. Hate the
Hate the player, not the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you should
hate the game, not the player.
I don't know. That ain't.
You want to hate the company, not the game.
Yeah, or that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
All right. Well, that's essentially it for right now.
Essentially it.
For 10.25.
Yeah.
Chronicles 4 is available for pre-purchase now.
Which is the Chronicles?
Warcraft Chronicles. Oh. The big books of all this stuff. It'll be.
Do we have?
Did we know if 4 was coming out?
Oh.
People have been waiting for it for a long time.
Oh.
It's gonna be Mists, Warlords, Legion, Battle for Azeroth, and Shadowlands.
Oh God. So
it's gonna be like all the story up.
One good expansion in there.
Shadowlands.
Mist wasn't bad.
Legion.
No,
Did you say Shadowlands?
Warlords.
Warlords with its selfie cam.
Yeah, I mean the whole book
with its story that doesn't fucking matter at all.
Yeah.
The whole. Yeah. Well, it does because
Shadowlands with its story that doesn't matter at all.
Because you get the Maghar orcs brought over, right?
And the Lightforged Draenei. And they're crazy.
Lightforged Draenei.
Urel.
Those didn't come from Warlords. Those came from
Legion.
Legion, yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, who the fuck knows? But yeah, that's coming out.
Who the fuck knows?
I don't know.
Who the fuck knows?
Got me.
So, Kristen wanted to talk about the tier sets for season 4.
Oh, yeah. And that shit show that was the voting.
Yeah, so did we talk about it?
We did. I think we did a little bit. I don't know. The Druids, it's funny because I'm in the Druid Discord, and it was funny to see the divide in sets, right? Because there was so Healy Druids specifically. That's all I'm talking about because I don't know. I don't play any other thing really other than Healy Druid. So I don't remember what our first tier set was, so that tells you how good it was. Our second tier set, yes.
Okay.
Our second tier set was our 4-piece was like it increased Flourish, right, which is one of our great cooldowns. Then Blizzard came along and did the cooldown massacre of the whatever patch it was that they did that. and it became shit, right? It's not as good as it was, right? And then this last set, Blizzard turned us into a pet class, and made it all revolve around Grove Guardians, right? So the more Grove Guardians you spawn, you do Tree of Life, and then that reduces the cooldown of Tree of Life, and Grove Guardians are your throughput and your mana and regen and blah blah blah. Grove Guardians are great in Mythic Plus because they're pretty on demand healing, right? Like that they do with our set bonus. Our regrowth will heal more people, and it's good. It's good in Mythic Plus. But there were people who are like, well, I'm voting for Season 2 because druids are not the best in Raid right now, right? And so they're like, well, I'm voting for the Season 2 one instead of the Season 3 one because I want them to buff Flourish, right? Because they're going to have to do that to make it, if that's our set bonus, they're going to have to make it good again. So there was like, I don't want to say infighting, but people were, hotly debating the merits of each. So it was interesting. So I'm wondering if anybody else had that, like in there. Am I the only one who goes to my class forums and reads that stuff? Or
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I don't care what other Death Knights think. I like Death Knights, and you know what?
You care about what your other Death Knights think.
Yes, I can't wait for warbands because then I can put them all together.
Oh.
And then I don't have to change realms to access them. And then they can all have a big old cold hug because they're dead. I don't know.
A big old cold hug.
So you can go out there, you can look and see which. So there are separate votes for each spec for the set bonuses, and then there was an overall vote for the appearance.
Yeah, none of the druid appearances were very good. I'm just going to transmog over it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Obviously, we know which priest won. Which was Season 2, which was basically I'm a paladin, but really I'm a priest one.
Yeah, because it was so fucking...
I need to go back and find that.
It was really good. Yeah, I'm going to have to go and do that as well.
The nice thing about it is you can just do the raid and get stuff from the raid and then just transmog it. Like the catalyst will work for that. Yeah. And it's free.
Yeah, I'll have to do that on my
current stuff.
On my priest because
all the sets look kind of dumb.
Yeah.
That they voted for. I mean, obviously people liked them. I mean, but
well, that was the problem, right? Was that some people were voting like
people that was more of the bonuses, not the appearance though.
I'm sure people did that as well.
Because our friend that plays monk was like, the monks are all talking about just going and just voting for the shittiest set bonus for all the other healers.
It's like, why would you even need to do that?
Stay on top.
They're already just gonna be like so good. I mean, they are so good. Like, let's face it. I started doing monk stuff with mine, and I'm not that good, so it was a little bit more of a struggle.
What are you doing?
But it was fun.
Monk stuff.
It was a lot of fun to run in like to a big pack, have renewing mists on people, and just freaking do that jade spinning kick, and just watch everybody's health just keep going up and up and up. That was fun. I will admit that was a lot of fun. I didn't really know what to do with myself once people started taking a lot of damage. I need to practice on, and I will practice with the followers because, I still don't know my keybinds and stuff like that. But it was a lot of fun to just sit there and damage. Like, a lot of fun. So it was comparable to the amount of fun that I had on my Disc Priest. And I will say it is much more fun than, and I love my druid, but it is much more fun. Like, I miss, was it Wrath? Nope, it was Mists, I think, where you could, Wrath was a small AoE heal. So you could be doing damage, and while you were doing damage, it was like centered on the mob, and it was like basically for melee, and it was helpful for, if you could just keep people, you're not going to like super heal people with it. You still would have to heal people if they got chunked, but it was helpful for just,
Sloth love chunk.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed that. I wish that they would do that I wish they would go back to that philosophy where every healer can do, especially with how tight some of those DPS checks are, not DPS, all the timers are for some of those Mythic Plus dungeons. I wish that they would, I wish I didn't have to go kitty to do good damage. I wish I could stay in caster form, because that is one of the problems with Druid, is that you have to waste a global shifting in and out of forms, right? Whereas other classes don't have to do that. They can just damage immediately from whatever they're on and heal immediately from and you don't have to worry about shifting forms, So it's frustrating. I don't know. Healer problems,
Yeah.
I guess.
Got 99 problems, but the healer ain't one.
Yeah, and maybe I'm the only one with these problems because I'm not that good, and for other people who are better, it doesn't matter,
short.
But I don't think it's selling myself short. It's being realistic. I'm never going to do 20 20s or 20 pluses. I mean,
we're like on the cusp of doing that shit. What are you talking about?
We're like 18s and 19s. That's
the cusp. The cusp.
Yeah, but we need
cusp.
I don't know. Yeah. We need just a little more to get us over that hump to get into 20s.
I'm not over the hump.
Yeah. I need to get better at doing big pulls, right? At like healing big pulls.
Just got to practice it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, we need to get better at interrupting shit and knowing the shit to interrupt, because, that's one of the big things is shit gets off and then I'm healing because shit gets off and it's like, crap,
All right.
I don't know.
I don't either, but I think that's probably a good place to go ahead and wrap things up. Healers. Doing healer things. 1025 is out there. There's a Twitch drop coming up soon. I don't think it's active now. It was supposed to be the 16th, but I think it's next week.
What is it?
It's that ghastly campfire. So it's a bunch of bones that are on blue fire. So it's a toy for that.
There was a Swift Windsteed mount that was, I think
that wasn't.
It ended the 16th, I think.
That was a Prime thing, I think.
Oh, that was a Prime thing? Oh, not a Twitch drop. Okay, yeah, that was a Prime thing. You're right.
Yep.
Sorry.
So anyway, keep an eye out for that. Hopefully you guys can go to www.serverrestartin.com. And then you can click on our socials from there and just, contact us in your preferred manner and send us what you think about 1025, what your favorite fish is.
Wait, we have a .com?
Oh my God. We've had this conversation before. Yes, we have a website.
Really? I'm going to it.
My God.
Wait. What is it again?
Serverrestartin.com. It's so easy to remember.
Restartin.com. Wait. Oh my God.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening. You can check us out, or we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Bye. Oh, come on. That was good.